Okay, so today I want to show you that a MacBook Pro can be very dangerous for your peripherals. This is a normal MacBook Pro 2016. It has a clean install on it, everything looks fine. If I plug in two USB-C testers, both are showing 5 volts and both blink activity, so everything looks okay. But now let's connect it to a charger and see what happens. Suddenly you see that the 5-volt LED is starting to blink very fast, indicating that the 5-volt is much higher than 5 volts. If we would have connected a peripheral to that port now, the peripheral would have been fried immediately because it's probably getting 20 volts. Let's measure what voltage we're actually getting on the USB-C port. 11 volts. That's quite a lot more than the 5 volts there should be. So if we would have connected a normal USB device, it would have been fried now with 11 volts. So that is a very important function of the USB-C tester. Contrary to popular belief, it does not test open connections on the USB port, but it tells you useful information. In this case, the blinking 5-volt LED alerts you to a very big danger going on. Let's now connect the USB-C Protector, which is a device exactly made to protect against this problem. Interestingly, it already lights up red before we connect the device. Normally, if you would connect it into a USB-C port with nothing attached to the protector, then the Mac should not be emitting power on the USB-C port with nothing plugged in. So this is already telling us something is strange. The problem is that the LED lights up. It should not do that. But worse than that, it lights up red, indicating that not only is it spitting out voltage, but it's even spitting out a dangerously too high voltage. Let's now plug the USB-C tester into the protector. And you see on the USB-C tester, nothing lights up. So the protector is doing its work. The voltage that it should not be getting, and that is even wrong, is not being outputted to the output side. So whatever would have been plugged into this, or whatever is plugged into this, is safe. Now we have a MacBook Pro 2017 Touch Bar model, which is also exhibiting very strange behavior on the USB-C ports. With no charger connected, we get nice 5 volts on both sides, and the green LED is blinking, showing CPU activity, also on both sides. On the other side, same story, everything works just fine, and we see no problem. But now when we connect the charger, on this side all is dandy, activity and 5-volt is good, but on the other side the one port has gone off and the other one is blinking a dangerously high voltage again. So the top right port would kill your peripheral if you connect it in this instance. Yeah, the machine is looking for a disk to start up. So it is very tempting to connect an SSD to the Mac to see if it will boot from an external drive, but using this port would be catastrophic. Let's try and measure what the voltage is. "19 volts, so even more dangerous than the 11 volts from before. So in this case, the whole charging voltage is somehow magically appearing on one of the 3 free USB-C ports. So it's a strange behavior, but it shows you that you have to be very careful when testing Macs. Let's now plug in the USB-C protector, and that should show up red as well. Yeah, it's showing up red even before anything is plugged in. Let's try another one in the other port. And as you see, this one, it's not lighting up because nothing is plugged in, so it's not telling the computer to produce power. And only after we plug in the USB-C tester, it will come on. Yeah, see, now the USB-C tester is telling the computer effectively that it wants power. The computer is producing power, a nice 5 volts in this case, and you see the green light comes on, but only when something is plugged in. Now if we disconnect the USB-C tester, the green light should go off. Yeah, see, it goes off. So that port is responding properly, but the top port is not responding properly. It is on all the time, which it should not be, but much worse than this. It is giving out 19 volts, where it should be giving out 5 volts, which would be very dangerous for anything you plug in there. So this shows you the value of the USB-C protector, but also the value of the USB-C tester. If you use one or the other, or preferably both, then you'll know what's going on and you'll be safe against this problem. If you're not using the testers, you would not even know this problem is happening, except that afterwards you probably discover that your SSD is dead. These are the two products that we have been using today. The first is the USB-C tester. This has 3 sets of LEDs, 3 LEDs on the front, and they're mirrored onto the back as well. The middle LED shows if the processor is running in the computer, so effectively if the computer is alive. The 5 volt LED shows if the 5 volts outputted from the USB-C bus is exactly 5 volts. If it is too high, it will blink, and if it's too low, it is off. The Phoebus LED just lights up whenever there is power. The other product is the USB-C protector. It passes through all the data lines. It has ESD protection on all the data lines. And the important thing it does is it measures the voltage coming in on the USB-C. If it is exactly 5 volts, it turns the LED on green and it passes the power through to the output side. There's a big FET to switch the power on. If the voltage on the input side is too high, the LED will turn red, and of course the power will be blocked. The function is simply to protect whatever you plug into here from bad voltages coming out of the computer. The external drive will be safe even when the computer outputs a much too high voltage, like we saw in the previous examples. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this video interesting. Please subscribe to our channel and visit our website.